Good morning and welcome to Legacy After the Locker Room. I'm your host, Kayla Brett. I'm here with co-host Roy Castle, talking with two-time Super Bowl champion Torrey Smith about a great job that he's doing in the community. Torrey, thanks for joining us. Tell us what you're doing.
Well, doing a whole lot in life right now back in Baltimore. We currently run organization level 82. We run Hilton Rec Center in partnership with Baltimore Rec and Parks over in West Baltimore. And here today at the Super Bowl, obviously doing a lot of media myself because that's what I've done since I've transitioned, but also doing work on behalf of the Black Women's Health Imperative to make sure that women are getting out and getting screened early. It's very personal to me simply because my grandmother actually just rung her bell a week ago from finishing up her treatment. So it's important that we detect these things early. And obviously, this is focused. It's the only organization that focuses on Black women and being an African American male. Understanding the health disparities in Black communities is very important to me. But the reality of it is, all men, all women need to go out and get screened so that we're able to make sure that we have a better chance of fighting it. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Well, Torrey, I have to ask, what made you so passionate about African American women in sport, particular? Because it's something I'm passionate about. Tell me about why women in sports matters to you.
I mean, I think it's everything, right? I have little sisters. I have a daughter that one day be a great athlete. I think she's going to be the best athlete in our household. So I think it all matters. Especially when you consider certain type of communities where people just look for outlets and ways to express themselves, and sports has always been that vessel for me. And so I think for anyone, I think every child, regardless of your race, your ethnicity, like, everyone should have access to sports.
That's awesome. And I know the people who are watching this or listening to it later on once it drops to the podcast are going to want to know, Torrey, what teams did you play for? What position? Give us the quick rundown on Torrey.
Quick rundown: played 8 years. Drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. Played there 4 years. We won the Super Bowl my second year. Went to San Francisco for a couple of years. Left there. Went to Philadelphia. Won my second Super Bowl there. And then got traded to Carolina and ended up tearing my knee up. So now I'm retired. But it's been an amazing experience. Wouldn't change a single thing about it. I have a lot of lifelong relationships and have been able to help communities all across the country.
Torrey, I love it. I know we're making this real short. You and I will hop on Legacy After the Locker Room at some point later this spring. But while you have about 60 seconds to just share your message of hope and possibility with a wide audience, what is your message to everybody watching today?
To mine is it's a lot. Just honestly control what you can control. There are so many different things in life that hit you, whether it's family, whether it's death, whether it's finances. So many different things that you can't control, but what you can control is you. I'm a believer in Christ, so I feel like it's important that you try to walk and live the way you're called to live, which is a challenge. No one's perfect. I know I'm for sure not, but I think it's important for us to continue to strive to be the best version of ourselves. And the only way that I know of doing it is simply controlling what you can control. This world is going to influence you. People around you are going to influence you, but it's a daily battle to control what you can control. And at the end of the day, if you take care of that, you'll cut off a lot of things that you stress about because you can't fix it. I always say, I identify something. If I can change it, then I know I'm working on it. If I can't, I'm not going to continue to stress over it because I've learned a lot, stressed a lot over a lot of things that I can't control. But that would be my one message of hope. Control what you can control, and you can live with the results.
Torrey, I love it. I asked you just a few minutes ago if I gave you $25,000 and I asked you to do good with it, what would you do? Would you just go ahead and tell our audience what you told me?
Yeah, for myself, we have our organization Level 82 and we run the rec center over at Hilton Rec Center. And one thing that matters to me is exposure. You have a lot of kids there that weren't exposed to a lot of things early on, whether that's childhood education before they got to school. So a lot of kids are actually behind. But I think just experiences outside of their home. The more kids are able to experience different things, they're able to create a vision. I tell people all the time, one of the best things that ever happened to me was playing AAU sports. You had to travel. So I saw what a college campus looked like. I was like, wait, I want to go here. I went to different cities. Like, wait, this isn't like my country old town. Like, it's a whole different world out here. So I think exposure matters for people. It can help them paint a picture of what they want their life to be, similar to what it did for me.
I love it. I want to say thank you, Torrey, from my heart as a mom. Thank you for the work you're doing. I know that what you're doing is important, and I see your heart for doing good and creating hope and possibility through sports. Thank you for working to build stronger, healthier, and more inclusive communities. Roy, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Torrey, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate everything you're doing in the community, and you're setting a great role model for all of our young people. And I think the hard work that you're putting in will impact a lot of lives. So we appreciate what you're doing. On behalf of Caleb, Adam, and myself for Sports Philanthropy Network, we want to thank all our viewers and listeners. We want to thank Torrey for your time, and we want to remind everybody to live generously. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all having me.